Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel Gabbabetic, and welcome to today's video, which is the video everyone has been asking for. So many comments and messages. Do the day in the life video on the insulin pump, do the blood sugars as well. So I'm finally doing it, and welcome to that video. So I hope you really like it. I've done day in the life videos before, I'll link them down below, but in those videos I never had an insulin pump. I was MDI, which is multiple daily injections. So this one will be very different, and to be honest, I'm going to give you a very, very real day in the life video. I'm not going to be hiding any blood sugars. If they're bad, they're bad. If they're good, that would be great. But, you know, diabetes is very hard to manage. And even on the best days, things cannot be great. So we'll just see how we go, and I'll be giving you a very true day in the life video on an insulin pump. And just for those of you that are new to the channel, the insulin pump I use is the Medtronic 780G. This is it here. I have lots of videos about that if you want to have a look down below. I've been using it for about 6 months, and this is my first day in the life video. So I really hope you enjoy. If you do, please give a big thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'm filming this on a Friday. I'm working from home. I thought it would be good to do it on a Friday because there's some routine in the day because I am working, and then there's also the start of the weekend, so a bit different. So things might be a bit more fun. We might go out for food, that kind of thing, and just real life. So hope you enjoy the video. Hello everyone, good morning, and welcome to the start of the day in the life video. So it's very early, that's why I can't shout, because other people are asleep, and we have to go wake Lan up in a minute. But I wanted to start this video from literally the moment I got up and got dressed. So it's 8 a.m. now. I want to show you how things are looking on my pump to give you a baseline of how things have been so far and how things are looking for the day, and if we can stay in range for the day. Currently 5.7, which is really good, and time in range, well, that's my graph, which is also really good for the night, so did really well last night. And then my time in range is 91, so that's great. So all great readings all around. There was only one thing different that happened last night. You know, diabetes is always unexpected, and I was given an alarm at I think 2:30 in the morning last night to say my pump was running out of battery, and that's fine because the pump runs out of battery, and I don't mind the alarm going off even if it is in the middle of the night. But what I found really odd is that I only put in a new battery last Sunday, and for context, today is Friday, so, and that battery was brand new, so there's no way it should be running out by now. So I find that really odd, and I hope it's the battery and not my pump. And I hate battery change. It gives me anxiety. It gave me anxiety going off in the middle of the night, because when you get the low battery alert, you only have 8 hours to change it. So it was 2 in the morning, and I was like, okay, I'll be up by then. But then I was like, but what if the pump doesn't recognize the full 8 hours? So I was kind of panicking, which is great in the middle of the night. And now we're gonna have to change the battery first, and I hate that because I'm really slow at doing it, and sometimes my sensor disconnects because the pump turns off. So we're going to do that now, but then we're going to talk about breakfast in a minute when we go up. What I just wanted to show you beforehand was my insulin to carb ratios are very different throughout the day. I did a whole video on that. I'll link it down below if you want to see it. And my breakfast insulin ratio is 1:12. So when I'm carb counting, you'll see that calculation on my pump when I have my bowl of cereal. But for now, let's do this dreaded pump change battery. And what's most annoying is I have to hang my case off to do it because the battery is here. So you use the clip at the bottom. I did a whole video on this, and you put the clip at the top, turn that, twist it, put the battery in really quick. I'm doing this off camera because I'm panicking. Okay, I managed to do that super quick. You can see the battery is fully charged. So just tried to reconnect my pump to its case, and thank God the sensor didn't disconnect, because that gives me so much anxiety because the sensor is just so bad. And hopefully it will get a bit brighter in the day. I'm going to show you outside in a minute because we're going to bring Lana outside. But it is really dark for 8 in the morning. Hello Lana, are you already awake, or will you just wake up when I come in? Good morning. Good morning. Come and give me a hug. Hello, are you excited to see your mom? Yeah, let's go outside. This is the weather. For context, it is the end of October, so that's why it's awful. Even though I do love Halloween, but I'm not a fan of the weather at the moment. Ugh. So usually I just bring Lana out for about 5 minutes, 10 minutes max, and get a few steps in, and then I go in and have my breakfast and she has her breakfast. Okay guys, breakfast time. So obviously, if you watch my channel before, you know I'm celiac, so every single thing you see in this video is going to be gluten-free. It's Friday and it's been a long week and I want something nice for breakfast. Now cereal, you know that can really spike blood sugars, but I don't care. So the carbs in 30 grams of this, it says 25. I've measured out 45 grams and my calculation on the screen shows that that's 38 grams of carbs. So I'm going to put that into my pump now. Blood sugar is 6.3, so let's go ahead. Carbs, so remember my insulin ratio is 1:12, so when I put 38 grams in, pump calculates it as 3.15 units of insulin. So, and I don't have the milk in at the moment, but I kind of just count that in this calculation because there's not a lot of milk. So 38 grams of carbs, please deliver. And yeah, that's going to start delivering there. The most important thing for me right now at this time is pre-bolusing, because if I just ate this whole bowl of cereal right now, I'd have a massive spike. I probably will have a spike, we'll see anyway, but without the pre-bolus. So I'm going to give it a 15-minute pre-bolus, which is the highest amount of time, and I always do that in the morning because the Nova Rapid just takes so long to kick in the morning, particular for me. I bet you there'll be auto corrections in like 2 hours as well because it takes so long. So I want to give it a best chance. So 15 minutes and then I can have my breakfast. This is the funniest thing ever. I had a treat out for Lana on the counter for later. I actually had it there last night, forgot to give her, and she's found it and tried to sneakily steal it. Now you have something in your mouth. Hello, down there. Oh, what do you have? Okay, time to eat. Oh, I love these chocolate stars, they're so good. Okay, breakfast eaten and cereal. This is really, I don't know how it's gonna go. So I think if I give it a good 2 hours, maybe even 3, maybe even till lunchtime, so we'll check back in then and I'll show you if there's a spike. I feel there's going to be auto corrections, we'll see. So I'll check with you just before lunch, see how the weather is, because usually I walk around there, and I will see if I'll set a temp target before I walk, but it's raining now, so I'm not really sure. So I'll catch up in a little while. I gotta work anyway, so I'll talk to you then. Okay everyone, it's much brighter. We'll give a bit of an update because I'm about to set my temp target. So it's 11 a.m. Just wait till you see the blood sugars. So this is what I was kind of saying. I tried to pre-bolus because the Nova Rapid takes so long. So I feel like for me the Nova Rapid takes so long in the morning, then it doesn't work, and then the auto corrections kick in because the Nova Rapid's not working, and then I start to go low, which is exactly what's happening now. So on the screen you can see after the cereal, blood sugar went double arrows rapidly up, then it started to come down, then it started to rapidly come down. So the maximum it hit was like 13, and it started to come down, and then it was like 6 and coming down, as you can see here. And now we are 5.3. A second ago I was 5.3 double arrows down, but I seem to have stopped. To be honest, I feel like I'm going low, and I'm gonna set the temp target now because it's raining, but I'm still gonna go for a walk. But as you can see, like, I did have loads of auto corrections kick in, and you know, if I don't go low, I obviously did need them, but if I do go low, then they were too much. So I'm just having a look on the pump now. Like, it would tell me auto correction of 0.625, auto correction of like 0.325, 0.525, 0.625. So they're like high enough auto corrections. So I don't know. We're going to set the temp target now. I'll show you that. So I go 5.3 and I'm going in here and I go temp target and half. So I'm going to set it an hour before. I'm going to walk at 12, half an hour before, half an hour after. So I think 2 hours is fine. Sorry, half an hour during, half an hour after. So we're going to set the temp target. And if you don't know what temp target means, it means the pump will try to get my blood sugar around 8, and it will also stop giving me auto corrections because it knows that. So that's how my graph looked after breakfast. Looks worse on the phone. I'll show you the picture there. I hope I don't go low. I'll talk to you just before I go for a walk. Oh guys, I'm feeling awful. It says my blood sugar is 5.3 and dropping, but I feel like so bad and I've Lana all over me. So I'm gonna do my blood sugar on my real monitor, because I feel so bad. I feel so bad, and if my blood sugar is like 4, I don't know how. Well, that explains it. My pump is way off. So I'm gonna put this value into my pump. But first, I'm gonna get some sugar. Oh my God. I have this Lift drink, which is just pure glucose. So I'm gonna have half of that. And I feel like eating every single thing in the house. Gonna see if there's any little snack I can have, but I don't think there is. But I feel really bad. Can you tell by my face? I need something else. I just drank that Lift, but I need something else. I don't know if you have these where you live. If you live in the UK, probably. Basically, they come out every Christmas. These are unopened, and I was kind of, you know, building up a little Christmas stash, so there's presents for people, but I just need something. And I know chocolate is not great for my blood sugar, but I've had the glucose, but my body is screaming. And this is my, no, where's my favorite one? It feels so awful. Oh my God. This is my favorite, so I'm going to try only have one of these. Oh, guys, I feel so bad. I'm going to catch up with you at 12 and eat a sweet, not too many, hopefully. I don't want to go high after, but it's so hard to function right now. So while I'm sitting here, I put in the value in my pump. My hand is actually shaking, so sorry. And then it recalibrated the sensor and it says I'm 3.3. Close enough. I am really 3.1. But that was literally because I just added in a blood glucose value. So clearly I need to think about my breakfast ratios, but I feel so bad. Okay, everyone, it's 12 o'clock. We are going to go for a walk even after the low. Honestly, I can't even remember what I was really saying in the last few clips because... You know, when you have a really bad hypo, like, I just felt, I don't know, I don't even know what I felt. I just felt like, make it, get sugar, eat all the sugar, eat all the sugar. I regret eating the 3 chocolates, but when you're in that bad hypo, it's just like, you know the feeling, you need the sugar. So I really needed the sugar, so I'm probably going to go high. Anyway, my pump is saying this. I don't know why my pump was so off earlier as well. Kind of annoying. Maybe because my sensor is dead tomorrow. That could be why it's a bit off. I don't know. Medtronic sensors are just terrible. So I'm gonna do a real blood sugar before we go, and just to make sure that I am really okay. And I am gonna walk, and I reckon I might go a bit high. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go high. You are desperate to go on a walk, aren't you? Yeah, you're getting angry. Anyway, that's the blood sugar, so let's get walking. Oh my God, I don't know if you can hear me. It's so windy. Currently, my blood sugar looks like it's gone steady at 6.5. Temp Target is still on. So if it stays at that, I'd be very happy. Or something around that, because I thought I would go high. We'll see when I get back. Lana checking out the wind. Look at her ears flapping. Lana, don't go up there. All right, I picked either the best or the worst day to give you a day in the life. 5.3 on here, 8.5 on the pump. I don't know. Maybe the pump just hasn't caught up. But pretty good blood sugar for eating all those sweets. So obviously didn't eat too much. And I'm going to have my lunch now. And we got soaked in the rain, me and Lana, but we made it home. As you can see, my hair is wet. So we need some food to warm up. So I'm going to go and make that now. I don't know why my pump and my monitor are very different today. I hope my pump readjusts. If not, I'll have to do a calibration. But let's get food. So we're going to do the carb counts for lunch. So what I want to have is this bit of salad from yesterday with these. These are so good. They're called Gabbabetic veggie sausages. And I need to work out the carbs. I'm going to have 3 of them, the salad, some of this hummus. And these are new and they're really good. So I will tell you the carb count when I have it worked out, and then I'll put it with the pump when I work out the carbs. So there's 10 minutes left of my Temp Target. When that finishes, the pump will be able to auto correct again if I start to go high. But I've added in the carbs for my lunch. So I've worked it out. There was 25 grams of carbs in the little packet of crackers, 5 for the hummus, and then 30 for the sausages. So that's 60 grams of carbs. That works out at 7.5 units of insulin, and I'll show you my ratios for lunchtime so you'll see how the pump calculated that. So in the 11 a.m. to 3 p.m, which is when I have my lunch, my carbs is 1:8. Now, to be honest, these are kind of a bit different because I had COVID 2 weeks ago and I haven't really changed them back. So the ones that I changed at that time was the 11 to 3 and the 3 to 8 p.m. so we might have to try and change them. We're not really sure, but I'm gonna have some of this nice food now. I really love this hummus. Has like loads of garlic, and I love garlic, so I think that'll be really good. And these aren't brand new and they're so cheesy. I really like them. So I'm gonna have my lunch and then I'll go back working for a bit, and I'll give you an update on the blood sugars after and how things are doing, and hopefully no more lows. I'm about to scream. I don't know why is this day. This is the day in a life day, and it's going terribly. If you watch my videos before or are a Medtronic user, you'll know that the G4 sensors are absolutely terrible. And now my sensor is updating. So when a sensor is stuck updating, you basically get no readings. And it says may take up to 3 hours. And after 3 hours, if it doesn't work again, it'll kick me into manual mode. So you can see now when I press OK, I have no readings. Really bad, because it means as well that like it's not recognizing the readings on the sensor. So then if I start to go high, the pump can't give auto corrections. I also don't know if I'm going low. And I'm just sick of this. Like, it's so bad, these sensors. I will let you know if it comes back. So obviously I have no blood sugar reading to give you, but I will be using my monitor if it doesn't work. And if it doesn't come back within the 3 hours, it'll probably tell me to put on a new sensor. So sometimes a hack can be to like put it really close against it. And like, this is because this sensor is ending tomorrow. They never last the full 7 days, and I'm pissed off. So so this is really bad for me, but probably good for the day in the life video, because these issues happen so often with Medtronic that it's really frustrating. Everyone, I'm finished work, trying to get that Friday feeling, but this sensor issue is pissing me off. Why is it always like this? Oh, I really wanted, sorry, I'm showing a toy for Lana too. I really wanted the Simplera sensor. I did a whole video on that. It's not available in Ireland. So anyway, my sensor is still updating, and basically I'll go into more detail now. When the sensor is updating, something's going wrong and it can't get a reading. So I don't know what my blood sugar is. My pump is giving me basal insulin, but it's not doing auto correction, so I'm not in SmartGuard. So we have to do our blood sugar manually, and then I tell the pump what my blood sugar is, and then it will do a calculation based on that. If you haven't been on my channel before, you won't have seen my meter. This is the AccuCheck mobile. I just wanted to show you that's how the test strips look. So it's a cassette. There's no like individual test strips. So I'm going to do my blood sugar on this. This is actually discontinued, and I am clinging on to this. They still make the test strips, but they don't make the monitor anymore. So it's very bad condition, but I'm hoping it will get me by. And I feel like my blood sugar, yeah, I felt like it was dropping. So this is what I hate. So I want to go and drive somewhere, because I want to go to the shop and I want to get Lana some treats, because we're out of treats, and I want to do training over the weekend if it's going to be raining. And now my blood sugar is 4.7. So first of all, let's tell the pump, my pump is clipped in here, that my blood sugar is 4.7. And then the rule in Ireland is you can't drive below 5. So I'm going to have something to put up my blood sugar a little bit, but not too much. Maybe some chocolates again. I feel it'd be really bad if all I do is eat chocolates in this video, but that's the reality. And then we'll test again before I drive. So to tell the pump, what I do is I go in here and I just say my blood sugar is 4.7. And I add that to the pump. Why is my pump so dirty there? Ew. And then if I went in here, it would see it has my reading 4.7. If I wanted to take carbs, I could take carbs and it would do an adjustment, but there's nothing to adjust for and I'm not having any carbs. So obviously it would be better now if the pump knew, because if it knew my blood sugar was 4.7, it might pull back on the basal, but it's not going to, because it doesn't know my blood sugar basically. So it's just all a big mess. Okay guys, I'm in the car and my blood sugar, it's just 5. Now I have loads of Lift with me, of course, but just really frustrating this having no sensor. I ate a load of sweets. Basically I ate 3 sweets again, so I will be rising. So I'm gonna go drive the car. The rule is drive at 5, so I'm basically 5, but it's frustrating for me. So I am gonna go to the shop, get Lana some treats and come home, so I won't be gone for very long. And then we'll have a think about going out for dinner later, and I'm probably gonna have to put on a sensor. Oh my god, getting soaked. Why is this so rain all the time? Good news, got these for Lana, and I wanted smaller ones because we're playing with this toy that's like a mental figured out toy, so I got them. Even better news, I don't have to change my sensor because it's 6.1. That means the sensor has reconnected back to the pump and I don't have to change it, so thank God, because I did not want to do that today. So blood sugar is 6.1 after a few chocolates basically to keep me up. I have one more shop to go to and then I'm heading home. Alright, the shop is called Home Store. I literally love it. I'm just purely here to look at Halloween things like this. So which candle am I gonna get? Or will I get any? I'll try be good, but they look so good. Oh, I love it. There's so much Halloween stuff, but I'm just looking for a dog toy, I think. I'll try be good. Okay, this is like €1. Have to get this. And I'm gonna get this. €3. These also look good, but I got her this last year, but I'm gonna get it again. So I think I've got everything I want. Alright, get ready, head home. Check the blood sugar, because that's what you have to do before you drive. 6.9. Pretty good. Had a lot of mishaps today, I feel, but I don't think the blood sugars have been too bad. I had the worst hypo ever this morning. I don't know why. And I'm not really one for keeping up blood sugars with sweets, but I feel like I'm more active today and I definitely need to look at my ratios. But okay, I just pulled into the house. Blood sugar 6.7. So I wanted to check time in range, 88%. Now there was a kind of a blackout where there was no readings, so I wanted to give you that update. And it's 4:30 now, so usually during the week I have my dinner at 5 o'clock, but I think we're maybe gonna go out for dinner. We have someone calling over to the house first, so I think it will be a while later. So I'm gonna talk to my boyfriend now, but if that's the case, I might have something small now, like a bowl of soup to keep me going, because it'll be a long while unless I have something. And I was just going to tell you my carb ratio. So at this time of day, 11 to 3 p.m, the carb ratio was 1 unit of insulin to 8 grams of carbs. From 3 to 8 p.m, it's 1 unit of insulin to 12 grams of carbs. And the reason for that is that I'm kind of more insulin sensitive at this time, because I'm very active and usually I'm walking with Lana. I don't know if I will because the rain and we have someone calling over. And then at 8 p.m, then to midnight, it's 1 unit of insulin for every 8 grams of carbs. I did a whole video about this. I'll link that down below if you want to see that. And that's because I'm very insulin resistant. So that's my insulin ratios. I'm gonna go inside. If I have a little bowl of soup, I'll let you know. Otherwise, I'll catch up to you for dinner. And oh my god, dinner. Okay, if you're from the UK or Ireland, you know Nando's. If you're from the US, you won't know Nando's, but it's like a peri spicy chicken place, but not like, well, chicken wings, but not like that really, but more like different types of chicken and the chips and the loaded chips. But they have this new thing on the menu. So Fanta, which is like, I think everywhere has Fanta, an orange soda kind of drink. They have a chicken wing that's that flavor, and I looked it up because I was looking for the allergens to make sure it was gluten-free, and it's actually these chicken wings with Fanta Zero, so there's no sugar in it. So I thought that would be really fun to try in this video. So I'll go to Nando's later probably and hope that they're there, because they're like limited. But I think that would be really fun, because I never seen chicken wings covered in like a diet soft drink or soda, whatever you want to call it. So I think that would be really fun. But anyway, I'm gonna go inside now, give Lana her toy. Do you like him, Lana? Lana, do you like your Frankenstein? Okay, this is the soup I'm having. I already know half of a soup is 10 grams of carbs. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So perfect. And then I'm gonna have some bread. This is the bread, and the rest of the packaging's over there. I just finished it. And one slice is 20 grams of carbs. And then I'm gonna have like this other thin slice, so it's 30 grams of carbs. So all together is about 40 grams of carbs. I'm put that in my pump now in pre-bolus. So 4:45, blood sugar 7.2. Thank God this is back working. We might do another blood sugar proper later just to check. So because my ratio is 1:12, that's why 40 grams is 3.325 units of insulin. Take that and have my soup. Alright guys, I decided, Lana's pulling me. Lana, come back into the mud. I decided to go for another little walk at the top. That's the sunset there. It's 6 p.m. and my blood sugar is this on the screen with the temp targets. I'm doing well. Still haven't had my dinner. I just wanted to I like to try and get at least 10,000 steps a day. So doing the same walk I did earlier, have the temp target on, so hopefully it won't go low. And I wanted to show you a cool feature, and I wanted to ask if you wanted a full video on this. So I just got an Apple Watch, and you can see there that little shield. I'm gonna tap it there. gonna tap it there, and it shows me my blood sugar on here, which is so handy, so I don't have to get out my pump when I'm walking, don't have to get out my phone, look, the mud, don't have to get out my phone if it's raining. It's so handy. And let me know if you want a little video on this, how to set this up. I think I will do it. It's really convenient. So we keep walking. Really good blood sugar though. And you might think, oh, why would you say 8 is a really good blood sugar? Well, remember, it's because the Temp Target is aiming for the blood sugar of 8.3 instead of like 5. So that fact that I'm 8 means it's working really well. And I really got to get walking before it rains again. Right, quick shower and change. Getting ready now to finally go for some chicken wings. If they're not there, I'll literally cry. And actually on my pump, it says I'm going low, but I don't feel low. Like earlier I felt really bad. So I guess doing the exercise for the walk has dropped me a good bit. The Temp Target is finished now on the pump. That's why there's no banner. Actual blood sugar is 4.3. So I'm going to just put that into the pump. So you just go into blood glucose and you just add it and you save it, and then it receives it, and then you see the reading, exactly the blood glucose reading. And quick time range 88%. I will talk in the morning because I'll show you the overnight blood sugars, but we're gonna go to Nando's now. Just waiting for my boyfriend to have a shower. I need a little something. What am I gonna get? Try find something. I wish I had something better than chocolate for 5 grams of carbs. Lana's destroying her Frankenstein over there, but at least keeping her busy. Another rose. What will we go for this time? I want to have my favorite one, which is this one. This one's my favorite, Hazel Whirl. I'm gonna have one of them, and it should be grand to go to Nando's. I don't think I'm driving anyway, so that's fine. And I don't even really need the sweet because my blood sugar is basically 4.3, and that's fine. But to me, that's just such a borderline level. I don't know how you feel. Let me know in the comments down below. But I just find that such a borderline level that you could like very quickly nearly go low. So I just don't really like being in the 4s. I like being anything 5 or above. Let me know if you have any experience. If you go around with your blood sugar in the 4s, how do you do it? Because I'd just be panicked. Reminder before we go that the carb ratios are about to change. So if we look down, till 8 p.m. it's 1:12, and then once we get to 8, it's a very big jump between 1 unit of insulin for every 12 grams of carb to 1 unit of insulin for every 8, because I start to get very insulin resistant in the nighttime. So it will be a really lot amount of insulin because I'm eating later than I normally eat when we get to Nando's. There was a recommendation by the nurse that I could put like a kind of buffer hour in between here. Like maybe I could go 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. and then from 7 to 8 put a 10 in there. And that might be something I think about, but they said that was pretty much fine tuning. So that was only if I really wanted to. So anyway, the carb ratio when we get to Nando's will be 1 unit of insulin for every 8 grams of carbs. And I'm going to look up the nutritional info for Nando's so that I have it already. Okay, we're getting ready to go to Nando's, and I'm not driving, so that's great. Here's Nando's, and look, Fanta wings. I'm definitely getting them. So this is the menu for Nando's, and you can see the way it works is there's different levels of spice, obviously like hot to mild, and the Nando's Fanta one is kind of in the middle. We decided to get this XL wing platter because you get 15 wings and then you can pick 4 regular sides. So I always get spicy rice and chips, and we also got corn and mash as well. There's loads on the menu. We got a load of chips as well. You'll see that soon, but there's so much choice that it's really easy to pick. And these are the wings. They're being advertised literally everywhere. This is going up to pay. They're advertised. When I got there, blood sugar was really good. It was 7, so I was happy with that. This is all of the food, and it's so cool. They put a little flag in for the allergy and for the spice. So that's the Fanta spice on there. Not gonna lie, it's hard to work out carb counts for food when you don't like have it exact. I looked up the nutritional information and I had a rough idea that sharing this with my boyfriend would be around 90 to 100 grams of carbs. So I put in 90, and because of my ratios, it worked out at about 11 units of insulin. Now we had a lot of food here, so I was very stuffed. So there's a lot of carbs. It's high fat, like the fat will break down later on, but sometimes you just have to... Hello, I'm home. I'm gonna film a little end of today's video, but like I said, I want to show you my overnight blood sugar to give you the full 24 hours, so I'll do a little clip in the morning too. So that was a lot of food. Blood sugar is 4.8. Now I want to show you, You can't see it on the watch actually, but first of all, time in range for the day, 90, even though I did have a pretty up and down day. And this is so like, I feel like today a lot of things have happened in my diabetes that don't really happen in a while. Like I had the sensor updating, that happens every so often, fine. But I never really have a hypo like absolute plummet after breakfast, which was today because I was so in a bad hypo. And I had I feel like lately, I feel like I go through like trends with diabetes where like I'm either okay, but that's very rarely, or I'm like I have an issue where I'm going high for a while and then I fix that and then I'm going low for a while. And I feel like right now I'm in the time where I'm going low a bit, and I think that may be because I made my insulin ratios so super tight when I had COVID because my blood sugar was going high, and the diabetes team told me to do that now I'm like better from COVID. It's been like 3 weeks. I feel like my body's finally back to normal and I need to fix the ratios a bit. So I think I need to like, instead of having instead of like having 1 unit of insulin for 8 grams of carbs, maybe bring that up to 1 unit of insulin for 9 grams of carbs to avoid the hypos, because I did have a hypo after, I'll show you here, after the Nando's. So like I did carb count. I used the nutritional info that they have online and I did my best to carb count, but like obviously I was sharing the food with someone, so we tried to make it as even as we could, 50-50, but it's kind of hard to get exact carb count. And I didn't have a bad low, I just did drop a little bit, had a bit of sugar and I was fine. So, but I did have like a few hypos today, so I definitely could look at my ratios again. But that's just the day in the life of the type 1 diabetes. I want to see if I'll go high tonight after the food, because it's a Friday night. I usually, like when I'm during the week, have my dinner at 6 p.m. and I had it at like 8:30 today, so that was pretty late for me, and that's why I was in that, like normally when I'm having my dinner at 5, I'm 1 unit of insulin for 12 grams of carbs, but if I'm having a dinner at 8:30, I'm 1 unit of insulin for 8 grams of carbs. And I'm not usually having dinner at that time, so that's why I think I went low. There's so much maths. There's so much maths with type 1 diabetes. No one tells you that when you first get diagnosed. So I will film the end of this in the morning. We will see. So yeah, I want to make sure. So the time and range at the moment, and guys, I'm going to give you a whole video on the watch if you want to see that. 4.8, 90% time in range. So let's see in the morning if I'm a good bit below, or if I go high and I'm high all night, or if I go high but my pump kicks in. Oh yeah, first of all, I just realized I never told you, the food, the wings was so good. So the Fanta orange, and it wasn't like really overpowering. It was like a kind of a fruity taste. There's actually more flavor on the wings with the Fanta than there is with the wings medium spice. So if you really want to try Fanta and you're kind of afraid, definitely do it because it's really good. Okay everybody, it's the next morning, so I'm just going to do a little recap. It's actually really sunny today, but it's really cold. There's like frost on the ground. But anyway, I'm going to give you a little screen recording of my graph throughout the night. So you could see that my time in range now is a little bit lower than it was yesterday. So I was in the like high 80s. Now I'm in like 77%. I'm not too worried because I think it will go up throughout the day. Usually when I have like a lot of food and food late, I expect high blood sugar. So like you can see on the graph that I did go high in the night, and like my peak was like 13.5, and then the auto corrections of the pump brought me back down. But like if I was MDI, I would have had to get up in the middle of the night to take insulin. That's the huge difference for me. So like I went to bed, I started to go high, I didn't wake up, the pump just did that all throughout the night. And now I'm awake in the morning and my blood sugar is 5.8, so that's pretty amazing. So I'm happy with that, and it shows that you can go out and live a real life, because usually before, when I was MDI, I would be afraid to eat like a lot of carbs. Like I did have a lot of carbs for dinner and I had it very late, and I would be feeling really guilty doing that. So it's helping me get through that. So the pump is great. So I just want to say I hope you enjoyed this day in the life video. I feel like I was just planned to give you like a very routine day in the life, and then I had a few crazy hypos, things like that. That is diabetes. Diabetes is unexpected. So even if I look terrible in this video, it's not like that every day. And I think I'm doing good still, because even though I had a few hiccups, my time in range is pretty good. And my time in range is usually in the 80s, 90s, but for most part. Some days it does go lower than that, 60 or 50 if it's a bad day. or if I'm sick or stressed or something, but that's just life. So I hope you enjoyed this day in the life. Let me know if you want another one in 2025, and we'll see how that day goes. If you have any questions on the insulin pump, leave them down below, and if you really enjoyed the video, please let me know. Please comment, please like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next video.